Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to do a pick a card reading today. I haven't done one for ages actually on the channel, and I thought I'd use this new deck I've got here, the Coven Oracle. I recently did a review and walkthrough of the whole deck here on my channel, so if you'd like to see all the cards then do check that out. It is a new release. At the time of recording this reading, it's going to be released in March 2026. So I hope you enjoy the cards. I really like them. Let me know in the comments what you think as well, if you wish. By the way, if you'd like to see more pick a card readings from me, I do them monthly on my Patreon membership, and also here for members of my channel, occasionally along with other readings that I do. So if you'd like to see more readings from me, then check out the links to membership in the description box. So you might hear Millie purring. She's just jumped up here on my lap. She might join in, you never know. So I'm actually going to pull a card and a charm to help you decide on the reading for you. But obviously you can always watch more than one if you wish. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Obviously it's general. And we'll put the timestamps below for you all as well. So I'm going to fan them out for this one. So bear with me as I just tune in for a while to the cards. See if there's any energy calling out to me. That one there. Yep, that one as well. No, there was some stuck energy there. Okay, that one is what we're going to pull. So we've got three, as you can see. There, I'm just going to leave face down for a moment, because I always feel with these readings that they're a very good way for you to test your intuition. So you might want to do that. See, is there a card that's really calling to you? Could be the energy, you might be hearing a number, could be spirit whispering a number to you, you know, so 1, 2, 3 for example. So I'll just, you know, you could pause it for a moment if you want to tune in and decide. Now I'm going to pull a charm for each card as well that could also help you decide. Just want to mix them up a bit so that they're random. Okay, so I'll show you the charms now. So for reading one, you've got a tree. Reading two, a guitar. And reading three, a shell. So maybe you're drawn to one of those charms. If so, you might want to go with that one. So we're doing it step by step, as you can see, to help you to decide. So maybe you've already decided, but if you haven't, no worries. You might want to look at the card as well. So the first one is Wild Within. It's number 23. The second one is Seasonal Rites, number 10. And the third one is Earth Guardian, number 21. And then we've got obviously the charm to go with them as well. Welcome to reading 1. Now I've just realised that obviously we've got the tree charm. There's also a tree in this card. How appropriate. So maybe you're very drawn to trees or nature. Maybe you like tree hugging. Trees are very wise and grounding. I enjoy being around trees actually, in the park. Maybe animals as well. Maybe you will see signs in nature. So you've got birds. In this card, there's also a deer, sorry. And yeah, dove. I was about to say dove. Notice how it's like she's actually the tree trunk here as well. So I'm getting, yeah, grounding. And with it being wild within, maybe that's how you feel, that you are sort of like a nomad, I'm hearing. You don't conform to society's rules. You love nature, you've got very good instinct. I'm getting like animal instinct. You might be very connected to animals. You might find they come up to you a lot. If it's birds, you might keep seeing them. Could be a spirit animal. A deer is like a feminine energy. So I'm getting feminine energy come through here. And it doesn't mean necessarily female, by the way. But your feminine energy is coming through with this one. And trees are very, yeah, as I said, wise, wisdom. You're very wise, I feel, wise old soul. That's really coming through for anyone who's drawn to this reading. Empaths, old souls. You feel you don't fit in, but you don't mind that. You'd be quite happy to be in a park or in your garden, surrounded by nature, feeding the birds, doing your gardening, getting gardening come through, cooking. Yeah, I love it. You like connecting with the earth, I'm hearing. Or maybe you want to, maybe you're thinking about moving. Take what resonates, obviously. Now, because this is the new deck, I thought I'd just see anything else that might resonate with you from the book. It says, obviously this is Coven Oracle, by the way, and you can use it in a coven. So if you work in a spiritual circle or coven, then this might help as well. But not necessarily, it can also be a message for you individually. But it does say, this card calls you to return to the raw, untamed magic of the natural world. This card encourages rituals held under the open sky, working with weather, work with the elements, with the animal spirits who share this world with you. It's a reminder that your magic is stronger when it runs barefoot and remembers the language of stone, wind, tree and star. The earth is not separate from your magic. Yeah, by connecting with wild spaces, your coven taps into an ancient current of instinctual wisdom that can't be learned in books or cast within 4 walls. Yeah, I was just, as I was saying before about grounding, that is a very good way to do it. As it said here, going barefoot on the ground, you really connect with nature in that way. So it's a card of sacred integration. It says here, we are made of stardust, so are the animals, the trees, the rivers. We are the sparkles on the water, the clouds that drift across the sky. Love it. Yeah, as I said, we are part of Earth, and that may be how you feel. So with the fact that the trees come out, that's just emphasising, I think, your connection with nature. I'm hearing tree of life as well. So you are like a tree, potentially. You've learned a lot in your life. You always want to grow. I feel you've grown a lot in different ways, different areas of your life, spiritually, in your work, personal growth. Maybe some of you want to do that with the tree. You want to learn new things, because with the branches, I'm just seeing them sort of branch out into different areas. Maybe you're thinking about changing what you do as a profession, training, retraining. learning how to enhance your spiritual gifts, or something you can do in nature. If you love nature, maybe the guidance here could be to work in nature. Maybe that's what you want to do. Why not? Also, this card is 23, which breaks down to a 5, which can symbolise change and freedom. With the birds, that's really coming through as well. You want to free yourself. I'm also seeing intuitively from this one, like she's trapped, although she's the trunk. There are these roots of the tree around her, like she's clamped down. And the birds here are a sign to her to free herself. So if you see birds, that could be your sign. If you see a lot of birds, could be your sign to free yourself from a situation. Maybe you feel, do you know what I'm suddenly getting intuitively? Someone who's doing work. They're very passionate about it, they enjoy it, but they feel like that, they feel stuck in their situation, clamped down. They don't feel they're inspiring others in the way they'd like to. They'd like to branch out and do other things, but they don't know how. And this person, if this resonates with you, could be getting signs around them in nature. Maybe online, you might see a tree after this reading as well, as a sign. You know, or a deer, doves, birds, as I said. So you're being guided to do what you're passionate about. That really seems to be the main message that I'm getting intuitively from this card. Now, I've just had a look a bit more in the book. I love this. It says, Wild Within affirms that your power deepens when you howl. When you touch the dirt, when you remember you are not separate from the wilderness, you are it. So maybe you connect with wolves as well. Wolves are very intuitive. We've got the word instinct here. Yeah, they use their natural instinct. So that's what you're being guided to do, I really feel, from this card. I'm also hearing you might just feel the urge to do something a bit wild. Again, you feel trapped. You want to let your hair down like she's done here. Fly free, do something different, go somewhere different, travel, potentially. That's really what I'm feeling for this reading. So I hope you've enjoyed the messages from this first one. Amazing that we got a tree twice. As I said, you can always check out the others as well if you wish. Welcome to reading 2. So you picked seasonal rites. As you can see, there's a lot of nature in this deck. The first one we had a tree, and now we've got these plants coming out of the hands here. So it's quite interesting. I'm getting growth from that one, personal growth. The keywords are cycle, earth rites, rebirth. So maybe you, first thing that's coming through, maybe you feel you've reached an impasse. You want to grow, you want to learn, explore with cycle. Maybe you've been through a lot of cycles, repeating the same cycle, learning lessons, and sometimes when you learn that lesson, you go through this rebirth as a result. You might really feel it, feel refreshed as a result. This could be a message here with the hands, like of people that might come into your life that you meet, who are your soul family, who help you grow. They might inspire you. You might not meet them. Could be people online, for example. Could be teachers. I feel for some of you, you want to learn something new. And it's interesting, we've got the guitar. Maybe it's the guitar or a musical instrument. Some of you are musical, I feel. Maybe you play the guitar. Well, there's an instrument you've played for a long time for some of you, and for others you want to learn, I feel. So take what resonates, obviously. We've got 4 hands. Now, is that 2 people, do you think, or is it 4? Could be a partnership for some of you. And as I said, this could be your Coven, because obviously we're using the Coven Oracle. So this can also be for people who work in a spiritual group. Maybe that's what you do, and you're all growing as a result, learning and growing together. But with it being number 10, which is about completion, maybe some of you feel you've outgrown this cycle, relationship, group, whatever it is, and you want to start again. Learn something new, do something different, for example. This is kind of linking to the first one, you know, in terms of what I'm getting intuitively. So, you know, you might want to check that one out as well. Because it's a new deck, I will pull out the book and just see if there's anything else that might resonate. So, Seasonal Rites is a reminder that your greatest teacher is the earth herself. The card invites you to deepen your shared practice by aligning it with the turning of the seasons, the wheel of the year, and allowing each Sabbath to become a portal of reflection, release and renewal. So if you are working in a group or a coven, it's saying here about hands holding rooted plants in different stages, growth, bloom, fall. Like the earth, your coven is not meant to stay the same. There are times for planting, for blossoming, for harvesting and for letting go. So yeah, which stage are you at? Maybe, you know, if not in a spiritual group, it could be friend circle, family, workplace, something you've outgrown. I really feel with number 10 actually coming through there. Also, if you're, so the message here for individuals, if you're looking for a coven, this card suggests observing how they move through the wheel of the year. It's a whisper from the earth to tune in, light a candle on the next Sabbath, listen to the wind, write your own rite. You don't need a group to honour the rhythm, you just need presence and willingness. Your body, your breath, your bones, they already know the cycle, trust them. Yeah, so trust your intuition, obviously, in terms of what you're drawn to, whether it's releasing something or joining something. That's what I'm feeling. And, you know, when I say coven, circle, that could be anything. It could be a group, you know, a hobby you want to pursue, maybe a musical group, maybe you'd like to play with others or collaborate. Some of you already do, I feel. I'm also getting dancers coming through, or maybe you love gardening, the plants, working outside. Learning, really do feel you love learning, connecting with other people. You like your solitude as well. Some of you write music, I feel. You might, with rebirth, what I'm feeling, some of you, maybe over the next couple of weeks, you might actually retract for a while and just want to be alone, sort of almost hibernate. I mean, we are in the winter season here in the UK anyway. And then you'll come out reborn. I'm just seeing someone like coming out of water, reborn, refreshed and cleansed. So take what resonates, obviously, but you'll know if that happens to you, I would say. So this one's about cycles, it would seem. Learning, collaboration. It's quite interesting, I've just looked in the book again, and it says when this card appears, it's an invitation to honour the solstices, equinoxes and cross-quarter days, not just as dates on a calendar, but as sacred thresholds in your collective story. And it's quite interesting because at the time of recording this reading, it's December, and we've just had the winter solstice on the 21st, so maybe that was a day that you celebrated, the shortest day, isn't it, in the beginning of winter as well, with it being cycle. Yeah, maybe you honour it and feel you know you want to start a new cycle around that time with 10 that's come out there. Or maybe this is something you might do in the future, you might look into it more. Could be something you want to learn. Just see if there's anything else now that comes through intuitively. So we've got leaves as well in this card. And they are a sign of rebirth. Obviously we've got that key word here. You know, your life energy, your soul's journey. Because they're falling, I really feel with this card it's about releasing things. For some of you. Releasing baggage. I'm suddenly getting a bit of a heavy energy actually. Around the heart chakra. Releasing emotional baggage. Now this could be, as I said, people in your life at the moment, or maybe this is situations from your past. You might be getting memories about some of these situations, and it could be, if that happens, always pay attention to that, you know, because it could be spirit nudging you to look at that again, forgive and release. Are you still harbouring resentment, bitterness, anger? You know, about a relationship that ended, or friend circle, someone betrayed you. That's suddenly coming through now. Here. I'm seeing a 3 in the card. Just instinctively in like the roots. So maybe a friend circle where it's 3 of you. And either someone came along, someone else, and it changed the dynamics. Or the 3 was just a bit toxic. There was like backstabbing. It's quite interesting how this is coming through. But I feel this will resonate for some of you. Potentially, this is either happening now or in the past. With cycle, it's a karmic situation that some of you have been in. Where you had to learn the lesson, maybe to set boundaries, maybe to walk away. Stand up for yourself. Take what resonates, obviously. But this is quite common in life. You know, it's how we all grow, isn't it? And then it's about looking back, reflecting, learning from it. How could you do things differently in the future? How did you deal with it then? Have you grown and evolved as a result of it? It's not about them, it's about you, you know, your own growth. So I really hope that's resonated, everyone. Let me know if it did in the comments if you wish. I'm just hearing music teacher as well with guitar. Maybe you teach a musical instrument, or you're looking for a music teacher, or you play in a band. So that's just an extra thing coming through. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Check out the other ones obviously if you wish as well. Thank you for watching. Welcome to reading 3, and you picked Earth Guardians. Now I feel actually instinctively some of you watching are Earth Guardians. Like light workers, starseeds, whatever label you want to put on it. Here to guard the earth and the truth, because she's got a sword here on her shoulder, which is a symbol of communication and truth. So maybe you're a truth speaker. You're being guided to keep speaking the truth, standing your ground, getting a very strong energy here coming through this individual. And there are leaves around her, which are a sign of rebirth. And it's almost like she's part of this tree trunk here. So you might be very connected to the earth and nature. You might have always felt that way. You feel more comfortable outdoors, barefoot. That's a very good way to ground yourself, actually. And yeah, you're being guided to take action in some way. Now it could be about writing, because the sword is a sign of sort of communication, verbal, written, being a spokesperson, I'm hearing, a leader. You might be a leader at the moment, manager, or in the future you might be guided to step up into like a leadership role. I'm feeling. And you're a very strong soul, I'm getting as well. Now it's interesting we got the shell, so we've got a lot of nature. This deck has a lot of nature in it, as you'll see, in the other cards as well. But maybe you're very connected to the sea as well. Sea life, you might love going to the beach, dipping in the sea. With this shell I always get clairaudience. You know, when they say about putting the shell up to your ear and you hear the sea. Maybe you have a shell collection, but I feel some of you have spiritual gifts as well, so it could be something you're thinking about enhancing. You're being guided to take action, if that's the case. Because this is a new deck, I've just pulled out the book for extra messages. Now, it's quite interesting. It says, the image of a figure standing firm with her sword speaks to the courage needed to protect what we love. The sword is a sacred tool of air, of truth, of ideas, of cutting away what no longer serves. She stands ready not to attack, but to liberate, to free the earth from what binds her, to stand between what is sacred and what is careless. So the card asks that we honour our role as custodians of this planet and to do so together. Whether it's planting trees, cleansing beaches, supporting eco-initiatives, or aligning rituals with lunar and seasonal cycles to honour the land. It's interesting, isn't it? It said about cleansing beaches, and we got the shell. Wow, everyone. That's amazing how they've linked in terms of, you know, what's in the book. So, yeah, really nice messages, actually. It says, we live in a time where we're acutely aware of the damage done by those who came before us and by those still refusing to change. But we also live in a time of hope. There are people doing good, movements rising and energy shifting. Every small act builds a future. Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? So just by doing that one little thing, could be little, you know, to you, you're helping the environment. Could be about recycling or speaking up about something in your community that's happening, about fly tipping. That's suddenly coming through because it's something that I've noticed in my area. I notice it everywhere, to be honest, but sometimes it's shocking, you know, when you see what people dump and, you know, massive items, I mean, and it could be recycled. Like, I'm talking about sort of items of furniture, you know. It could be given to charity, to people who would use it, and people just dump it. We're in this sort of throwaway society, aren't we? And it's interesting, the shell, yeah, people dumping on the beach as well, in the sea, bottles and all sorts. So maybe some of you try and do that. You try and clean up the beach, and maybe you'd like to do that. That's just coming out. So you're being guided to do that if you're not as well. So, you know, be gentle with yourself, I'm getting as well. Because maybe you've got, I'm getting a very passionate soul coming through. For some of you, you're very driven, you want to do something. Take it one step at a time. I really feel some of you are a spokesperson in a group or in your community. You're very strong with a sword there, which isn't a weapon. You know, pen is mightier than the sword, as they say. Maybe that's what you do. You write very eloquent letters or emails. Maybe you have a blog. You're a writer. Yeah, I'm really getting that. Writer could be an air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Or an earth sign. There's a lot of earth in this deck, obviously. You're a warrior. Earth warrior, I'm hearing. You're here for a reason. Maybe some of you have discovered your purpose recently, or you've been doing it for a long time for others. You've really grown a lot and getting a lot of personal growth coming through here for those connected to this card. You might live close to the sea or water as well. So yeah, it could be a water sign with a shell. Obviously this is for any sign, but I'm just sort of bringing these messages through as well. Some of you love the theatre. I'm hearing, maybe you're thinking of going soon, or you've planned something. Or a trip to the seaside. It's coming through as well. I'm seeing these roots here like snakes, which can be a sign of shedding the old, release, rebirth. As I said before, with the leaves. So yeah, maybe you're turning your back on something. You want to start something new. You want to take action in some area. For some of you, it's not work, it's, as I said, doing something in your community, maybe starting something up, whether it's beach cleaning, street cleaning, being a volunteer. For some of you, you're not working, you're retired, but you still want to do something to contribute, you know, and you can, or maybe you do already. So I really hope that resonates, everyone. I'm going to leave that there. I love these cards. I really hope you've enjoyed the cards. Let me know in the comments if you like them. I really like the black and white theme for nature in these cards. I think it's really stands out, actually. It's effective. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. Please do subscribe if you'd like to see further readings from me. Leave a comment if you liked it. Show your support. It's all very much appreciated. And I'll see you all very soon.